This YCN segment is brought to you by M.J. Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948.
Welcome back. YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Rob Taylor in studio today, and we move over to some NBA. All-Star game is wrapped up. All-Star break is basically over for the Celtics. They still have a couple days off, Wednesday and Thursday. They'll start on Friday against the Pistons. And a kind of a disappointing end to that first half, losing a few games, kind of struggling in some of them. They end the first half, quote-unquote first half. They've played 59 games, 40-19, 2 games behind the Raptors, 3 in the loss column. Just your thoughts, that wrap-up of the first half and looking forward to the second half. What do they have to do to, I don't want to say right the ship because they're fine, but clearly there's some things they have to figure out.
Yeah, as I was preparing for today's show, I was looking at sort of history with Brad Stevens. It certainly seems like he comes out of the gate after the break at the All-Star break. Traditionally, he's come out and really had some pretty good runs. So I think these first 2 or 3 weeks of this second half are going to be important. But if history's any indicator with Brad Stevens' teams, I think they're going to do really well. They played a lot of games there in very few days in that first half of the season, and so I think maybe they'll settle in a little bit better. They were probably playing a little over their heads, as we say, but I like our chances. We got a great team. It's a young team, but given that first half that they put together, one of the best records in the NBA, so they've got to have some confidence, which is very important for an NBA team. And I think they know in their minds that they can run with just about anybody.
Yeah.
Obviously a 7-game series is going to be real tough to beat some of those premier other teams like
Cleveland and Golden State, if they can get that far.
Exactly.
But you're right. I mean, the second half, you're right. They traditionally get better defensively as you look back through the numbers. Like you were saying, defensively, they really improve in that second half. So that's a big thing. And you know what? Yeah, they were playing a little over their heads, and I don't disagree with that. But hey, they got the 40 wins, and they can't take that away. They're in that position for a reason because they played well. You're right. Is it sustainable? I don't know. The biggest thing I'm going to look for is how tired do these players get? Some of these young players, whether it be Jaylen Brown, his second season, Jason Tatum, rookie season, do they tire being younger players and Tatum being the first year? I mean, he's already played more games now than he's played at all ever in his career in one season. Of course, back in the day, he'd play AAU through summer and stuff, but these games and these road trips are grueling, and it's going to be interesting to see. But I think they'll be okay. Yeah. I think they started out so well that they have a little room to regress and to slow down a little bit. But you do have to watch out because Toronto, they're playing good basketball, and Cleveland, everyone saw them come back, and they beat the Celtics pretty handily at Boston, the first game. Do you buy in? We talked about this last week, that they are the favorites now back in the East with their new team.
I do. I think it's, until we're proven wrong, it's kind of like the Tom Brady rule. Until we're proven wrong, it's really LeBron James's Eastern Conference to win, and it's everybody else still got to prove themselves. Certainly, it seems as though that all the big moves that Cleveland made are working to their favor, sort of a reshuffling of the deck. And I think that actually history as an indicator would tell you that that's worked well in Cleveland a few times with LeBron on staff. I think, it was one of those things to sort of shake the snow globe up, as a friend of mine says.
Right.
So that's healthy. I think the Celtics, the little ace in the hole with them, though, is that I still think there's some more moves that will happen. Where I read a statistic that said that the Celtics are the preferred team of free agents right now.
Right.
If you're a free agent, you're more likely to want to go play for the Celtics because of Coach Stevens, because of Kyrie and his attitude, and just the style of play, the history. I read a really neat story about Tom Brady coming in and helping recruit talent for the Celtics, which goes a long ways for certain people, and so. I think the Celtics are going to be competitive. We'll see. It's probably going to come down to injuries and just who's putting together that run at the right time.
Well, that's the biggest thing. It's who gets everything clicking. And if we saw what the Cavaliers did with only one practice with their new guys, but it does seem like Isaiah Thomas is gone and some of the angst in the locker room or whatever is not there anymore. So maybe that helps the Cavs. The Raptors are obviously, they're not the favorite, but they may be the second favorite behind the Cavs. So a few games, a few months of basketball left to play, about 20-something games left, and then obviously the playoffs. Those last seems like forever.
Months.
So lots can happen in the NBA in that amount of time. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some more Major League Baseball. They had some pace of play changes, and we'll also get Rob's thoughts on the American League and who comes out of the American League into the World Series. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.